Hi, Carlos.
Please
Hey,
begin.
so my question is pertaining to Psalm 110:5. So it says that the Lord, Adonai in this case, is at your right hand. And then it goes on to apply things like he will shatter the chief man over a broad country. He will drink from the brook by the wayside. He will lift up his head and so on. And so that the verse 5 refers to the Messiah. But interestingly, the Lord in the verse 5 is Adonai. It's a divine title. So how would you interpret that?
Right, thank you. So yes, Adonai, so the positions change in a way. In verse 1, you have Adoni sitting at the right hand. And then verse 5, it says Adonai is at the right hand of that, we presume, Adoni. In the previous psalm, in a couple of places, including Psalm 109, verse 30, I believe from memory, sorry, my connection is awful. You have Yahweh or Adonai at the right hand of someone, supporting them, giving them authority and so on. So I believe that this is simply saying what other verses say, like Psalm 109, verse 30, where Yahweh can be at your right hand, but obviously not in a position lower, if you will, than a human being. Yahweh at your right hand, God at your right hand, upholding you, and in this case, giving you authority to, I believe it goes on to pick up the picture of this Adoni striking down kings in the day of his anger. He execute judgments against the nations and so on. That's obviously all applicable to the Messiah. The Messiah is given all authority, as Jesus himself says in Matthew 28. Again, this is simply a way of showing you that the one Yahweh, the one Adonai, is at the right hand of his chosen one, his king, as it is shown in other verses, where Yahweh or Adonai can be at your right hand to give you support. And in this case, the way I'm reading it, is given this Adoni figure, which is never God, never deity. It's always a human being. He has the ability now to strike down the kings and so on. And this is language, very messianic, beautiful language, right? That this human figure, this exalted figure, will execute judgment because he has the authority, the power, if you will, and the backing of Yahweh Adonai, who's at his right hand.
So as far as I understand, the verse 5 switches persons. The Lord is at your right hand, and then the he in that verse is another person who is the Messiah.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's doing. I believe for all those reasons I just said, because again, you got Psalm 109, verse 30, just before this, Yahweh is at the right hand of the needy. Is the needy deity there? Obviously not.